If you want to hit your drives longer and straighter, listen up, because I have 3 tips today that are going to help you hit your longest, straightest drives you ever have more consistently. And they're very, very simple things that you can implement anytime, anywhere, and start practicing them right now to start hitting your better drives. So the first thing I want to talk about is during the takeaway. This is where a lot of people ruin any possibility of hitting a good drive, because what tends to happen is they start getting very overactive with their hands, and as they do that, the club face starts going all over the place. So they may roll it inside, may take it outside and really steep. All of these things are just added unnecessary movements that can be simplified by doing one simple thing, and that is learning to control the takeaway with your body rotation. If you move your upper body to move the club, then all of these things become really moot points. And so we have a training aid that we sell on the site. You don't need this, of course, if you don't want to, but you can practice using a training aid like this, the Rotary Connect, with a bar up against your chest, and you'll notice the bar and the club shaft form a 90-degree angle. During the takeaway, all I want to imagine is that angle stays exactly the same. Now, of course, it needs to change a little bit, but for those of you that are very handsy during the takeaway, something like this makes the takeaway really simple. Now, I'll go from down the line. You can see that the club and the bar on the Connect are almost still 90 degrees. Again, they need to change slightly, but if you're one of these guys doing this and the bar's pointing over here and your club's pointing over here, using a Connect training aid like this makes this really, really simple. Now I'm just at least getting the club started off on the right foot. So something like that. Another drill that I have on the site that's similar to this is called the belly button drill. And we stick a club in your belly button and we do the same thing. You can click the link you see up in the description or on the iCard right now to take you to that drill, but it does the same thing, getting your body to move correctly. The next best thing you can do is check your impact position. If you have an impact bag at home, this is going to be the easiest way for you to see what's going on at the moment that it really matters at impact with your driver. Now, so many amateur golfers look like this at impact, where their chest is facing the target or toward the target, and that's going to leave the club face, tend to leave the club face very open, because the club can't release. Your body's overpowering it, and the club doesn't release until way out here. So when you're using an impact bag, what you want to practice is that your chest is dead square at impact. Just like you started at address, you're going back, coming into impact, and then let the club release and catch back up. And that's going to get the club face square, and that makes this super easy to check. But if you're rotating through impact, you don't know when that club's going to release every time. Sometimes you rotate a little bit harder, sometimes you rotate less. The tendency is the club face is always left open. So, practicing with an impact bag, keep your shoulders square at impact, let the club catch up and release. Now, the third tip that I'm going to give you today is coming back to the release, and that is combining what you're doing with the impact bag to get past the ball. So if we stop at impact, the impact bag forces us to, of course. There's the club face, but what tends to happen again, amateur golfers hold the club face through the hitting area open like this. You watch nearly every single tour pro on the planet, their club face is rotating closed through the hitting area and looks like this after the ball. Amateurs look like this. I wonder why. Again, it goes back to not knowing how to release the golf club properly. That's the most important thing when it comes to hitting longer, straighter drives. So if you want to hit longer, straighter drives and consistently with less effort, I want you to take a look at this bonus video that's going to walk you through how to release the club properly versus spinning your chest through, hurting your back, hurting your hip, and more importantly, not getting the ball to go where you want. So take a look at this bonus clip. I'm going to show you now, and you're going to learn how to release the club properly. It's going to help you hit longer, straighter drives. One of my favorite parts of the golf swing is the release, the time where we're releasing all this pent-up energy and letting the club head accelerate as fast as humanly possible. And a lot of golfers don't ever get to feel what a proper release feels like or even understand what it is. And that's because there's a ton of information out there that talks about turning the body through impact as long as humanly possible and as fast as humanly possible versus just letting the club head release by letting your forearms turn over. Now, why would you want to do one over the other? Let's talk about the first one. This is what I call the body release, taking the chest and turning it through the hitting area as fast as humanly possible to move the club. Well, first of all, that's putting a ton of undue stress on your spine. That shear force that you're rotating your spine as fast as you can through the hitting area when there's tons of tremendous force going through there, you're setting yourself up for injury. The last thing that your spine wants in life is compressive force and shear force, rotating as quickly as you possibly can. But let's just take the injury prevention out of it. Of course, that's a huge part of RST. We don't want golfers to get injured, and so many of these golf swing related injuries, they're all preventable. So we think that's a big deal, but let's just ignore that for a second. Let's just talk about the speed that's going to be produced in the swing and where it's going to come from. As you start rotating your body really fast, you create centripetal force. Now, unless you've figured out a way to outsmart Newton, the result of that is going to be centrifugal force. Now, what is that centrifugal force going to be acted upon, and what is it going to do? Well, it's pretty simple. If I go to the top and I've got these angles in here, and I start rotating as fast as I can with my shoulders, what's going to happen to the club is it's going to get thrown out away from me. The centrifugal force is going to act on my wrist joint and release the club, and so I'm going to start casting. The last thing on earth you want to do is start releasing this wrist angle early in the swing, because that's about 2/3 of your club speed. You want to release that very late and maintain that lag, and you can't do that when you start spinning your shoulders as fast as you can. Physics are going to always win. You're not going to outsmart Newton. But again, let's just take that one out of the equation and look at the final last little release component. Let's just assume that for some reason you did figure out a way to keep your wrists really, really soft and maintain your lag longer, and you overcame the centrifugal force in your swing. Now you're going to release it at the bottom. Well, it's going to be pretty hard to do when you're spinning your shoulders through, because in order for something to release, you've got to transfer energy up the chain and slow down other parts. So as I'm spinning my shoulders through, the club head is never going to get a chance to release, and so I'm going to be leaving speed on the table. In order for everything to get maximum speed, your body has to decelerate. Just like throwing a ball. Think about this for a second. If you were going to throw a ball, what's the first thing you do? You take a step, you rotate your hips, and then they're done. You don't keep turning your hips to the first baseline. You turn to get your belt buckle facing the catcher, and then your chest is there. It's done turning as well, and then your arm releases. But if you kept turning, you'd throw it into the first base dugout. You've got to let things decelerate, because that's just the most efficient way that we transfer energy up the chain from our legs, of our torso, and then into the club and arms. Now, in the golf swing, it's no different. If I keep rotating through, this club head will release at some point, but it's going to happen after the ball's long gone. That's not going to do you any good. The ball doesn't care at that point. You need to release it at the ball. So that's really a critical piece of the swing. But the last thing is, just how fast do you think you can rotate your rib cage? Well, when you're really young and fit and strong, maybe you can rotate pretty quickly and make up for it. But as you get older, what do you think is going to happen? Well, we're not going to be able to rotate as fast as we can. One, you're putting a lot of wear and tear on your spine, so your body's not going to like it. You're going to start feeling like it doesn't feel very good if you haven't injured yourself already. And then as you just get older, you're not going to be able to spin your shoulders that fast. You're trying to take all of your guts, all of your internal organs, and all of these muscles and move this giant structure, this big mass, as fast as you can. And all I'm going to do is this. Now, who do you think is going to win? Do you think I can do this faster than you can move your entire body? Of course I can. That's where speed comes from. That's where efficiency comes from. All I have to do is let my forearms, these two bones, rotate over. Now, a lot of golfers misconstrue that and get confused, thinking, well, that's a really handsy release. It's the antithesis of that. My hands are doing this because the club is doing that to them. The club is designed to work as a tool to rotate around the shaft. If it was meant to stay nice and square the whole time, they would have put the shaft in the center of the club face, but it doesn't work like that because it's being swung on an inclined plane. So because of that, the club face is always rotating throughout the entire swing. You never, ever, ever try and hold it square. It's not designed to work like that. If you try and hold this club face square going back, which is effectively shut, guess what it's going to want to do on the downswing? Hey there, Chuck Quinton, founder of Rotary Swing University here. I hope you enjoyed the preview of the premium video. I want to show you what you're going to get once you join Rotary Swing because our new course for Rotary Swing University is a game changer. It literally walks you through every single aspect of building a perfect golf swing, a powerful and safe golf swing, and all you have to do is literally click next. You don't have to think. All you got to do is follow the drills, watch the videos, click next. Everything is in sequence and walks you through everything you need to know about building the perfect golf swing step by step. And it's not only this amazing course that makes the thinking process, takes it all out of the golf swing, but we also offer 6 free swing reviews from a certified Rotary Swing Tour instructor for every phase of the swing. So with the RST 5-step system, we start with weight shift. Once you master weight shift, we move on to body rotation, we call core rotation. But through each section, we're going to test you. You're going to upload a video of you doing the drills, you doing it in your golf swing, and one of our certified instructors will review your swing and make sure that you're doing the movements correctly so you never have to wonder, did I do this right? Am I getting better? You're going to know for sure. And all you have to do is join today with RotarySwing.com and start improving your golf swing right now. And we're going to give you 6 free swing reviews and, more importantly, a lifetime money-back guarantee. That's right. Nobody else in the golf instruction world would dare do this. We're so confident, and we've proved our method with over 300,000 golfers around the world, that we can guarantee your golf swing is going to improve by following our course. And all you've got to do is do the drills and submit your video for review, and our instructors are going to help you each step of the way. And if for whatever reason, if you ever decide that you're not happy and your golf swing didn't really improve, we'll give you every single penny you spent back on your Rotary Swing University tuition for free. So think about it. You've got literally nothing to lose. Go to RotarySwing.com, sign up today, and improve your golf swing once and for all.